Welcome to Protea Weekly, episode 2. My name is Zane Stevens. I am the founder of Protea Financial. Happy Tuesday, and like I promised, a little late, 10:03, trying to work on some new software to try and make this process a little bit better for all of you. Maybe, hopefully, make my life a little bit easier. But it's a rainy day out here in California. It is my last working Tuesday of 2023. Our office officially closes on Thursday. So, Thursday, probably around 4 o'clock, I will switch my computer off for official work for the year. Most likely be checking emails daily. Yes, yes, yes. Not a good example, but honestly, it makes me happy. It's what helps me find balance is being able to just clear my emails, get on social media, share some thoughts and comments with you guys. That for me makes my day. It takes my stress away. And what I want to talk about today is stress. I was on a phone call this morning with somebody in my South African team. Shout out Danielle P. And I asked her, "Hey, you got any questions for me?" And her question was, "Zane, how do you deal with anxiety?" And that's a tough one because realistically, I do not deal with anxiety. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't ever have stress in my life. I do actually not stress at all, specifically work related. Home life maybe a little bit more stress. I have young kids. They can be taxing. Um, but generally speaking, I don't stress. And I definitely don't deal with anxiety. I mean, if I asked ChatGPT this morning before we started this call, what is anxiety? And ChatGPT responded with anxiety is the feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease about something with uncertain outcome. It's a natural human response to a stressful, unfamiliar, or challenging situation. However, when anxiety becomes a regular, overwhelming part of your daily life, it can be a sign of anxiety disorder. So, I mean, that's it, right? Anxiety is this feeling of worrying all the time. And I just don't deal with it. I'm very fortunate that as I live right now, I live a fairly stress free life. And I mostly do that by really creating good habits for myself, telling myself on a daily basis what will be. I can't change the way other people think. I generally can't change the way other people behave. And all I can do is focus in on doing my best, being as organized, being as kind, and doing what I believe is right on a daily basis. I have to create a mindset for myself where I'm thinking about the positive outcomes rather than what would this worst case scenario look like. And I promise you, I'm very good at figuring out the worst case scenario. Like, I am happy to play the game. How do I die in this situation? If you don't know what that is, that's a game. I mean, maybe I even created it myself. Horrible, horrible name. But you take any life situation and you got to create a story on how you can end up dead. Brutal, dark, horrible. I know how to go to those dark spots. I mean, it's a good game to test your creativity. I mean, maybe a good alternative to that would be let's sort of see in this life or death situation how we could survive with minimal outcomes and use my creativity in a better way. But that's one of those games. I can go to those dark spots, but I try not to. I try not worry about things that I cannot affect in life. I try not worry about the things that I cannot change in life. I think about everything that I can affect and I focus in on that. By doing this, I've reduced my stress to a very minimal level. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't have stressful situations. Getting ready was stressful. There's stressful reasons about it. I'm putting myself out there. I definitely need a haircut and I should look a little bit better on screen. I'm probably going to say something silly, stupid, out of place. That's just who I am. And it is stressful. I mean, I'm not looking at how many people are online right now, but I'm probably talking to myself as well, staring in a room, just talking wildly. So I do get in stressful situations. I put myself in stressful situations on a regular basis, but I try not stress. I try focus in on always figuring out the positive side of it. And this is the way I do it, right? It's not as simple as a mindset. I set myself up in a way that I feel like I'm in control. And control is probably half of the battle in reducing stress. So I live a fairly planned life. Monday to Friday, my days look very similar. I wake up at the same time, I work a shift, I then have breakfast. I've had the same breakfast like 7 days in a row now. Probably gonna have them for another seven more. So I keep it consistent. I then do school drop off if I have to, and I start my work day. And I generally work from 8:15 through to 4 o'clock, and I stop. Then I move into self time, personal time, family time. Those hours might change, when the soccer season starts with my kids, and maybe I have to coach at 4 o'clock. Those things sort of happen. But I find then for a good 4 hours a day, this is my family time. This is my me time. This is when I get things done that I have to. I put tasks in there that help me have a better day. That could be, dropping my kids at sport, going for a walk, doing a workout, playing board games with my kids, going for a walk with them. We love to play Pokemon Go, so we go out and catch some Pokemon. I do things in that period of time that make me happy. And I think that might even be part of the secret there is every single day I find time to do something that makes me happy. One of the things that make me the most happy is cooking dinner for my family. So I do that 4, 5, 6 days a week. The process of creating a meal that's delicious and nourishing and giving them a really good balanced diet and then serving it to them and sitting down with them and having that meal means a lot to me. It makes me happy. It gives me an opportunity to be with my own thoughts. It gives me an opportunity to be a little bit creative. It also gives me the sense of pride that I've been able to do something for my family. I'm very aware that my wife does a ton for us. And without her, we'd probably be struggling. But being able to cook dinner makes me happy because it means like I'm contributing a little bit. I set my days up so that I will be successful. I live by a calendar. I make sure I have calls scheduled. I have time to get work done. I focus in on what's important, what I need to achieve. I work from to do lists. I know that I have to continuously communicate. I do things on a daily basis to make my life easier. We use carbon practice management software and it pings me and says, "Whoa, your inbox cleared." That's a great shot of endorphins. I've cleared my emails. I've got the tasks done that I need to. I do things in my day to make my life easier. I have work blocks. I have family blocks. I have me blocks. I make sure to I eat at a regular interval during the day so I don't ever get hungry. And you can read that hungry as hangry. I do things daily to make my life easier. I do things daily to make me happy. And it's even more important, at Protea, we're about to enter our busiest month of the year. We're going to go for 10, 12 days, whatever it works out to, from Thursday back on the 2nd. And then January, honestly, is crazy. Here in the US, our tax year ends and most of our clients' fiscal year ends are exactly the same. So we effectively have to do a month end, a year end, and a tax close all in the same month. It is fast, it's a lot of information, and there's a lot of expectations. It's a stressful month. So, what I do going into that month, I set myself up for success. It's going to look very different for everybody else, But for me, I stopped drinking alcohol. I don't drink a lot to start with, generally just on the weekends. But if I take that month off, no alcohol, sort of, detox or whatever you want to call it, but I know that I will get better quality sleep if I don't have alcohol over the weekend. It's not significantly different, but for me, it's a small adjustment that I have to make in January to make sure that I'm operating at my best level. In January, it's 1 month a year where I am very cognizant of how much I'm exercising, and I force myself to get some sort of exercise 30 minutes each day. Now, I want to do that every month of the year, but in January, I make it a non negotiable. And as much as I can, I try to do that exercise outside as well. Because fresh air, the sun, all those good things make you happy and a better person. So in January, I make it a non negotiable to exercise. Good blood flow, endorphins, makes me happy, reduces my stress. Even though I'm in busy in January, it doesn't mean I shut people out on the weekend. Though I'll probably do a little bit more work on the weekends because I got to make sure I'm on top of things, I still make time for my family and my friends during that month. Honestly, it's generally a pretty busy month. It's NFL playoff season. We get together with friends, have a good time. I still find time for other things in my life, not just work. Because if I work 24/7 in January, I will burn out. So I'm very aware that I need to set myself up for success. I also need to be a little bit more flexible with my schedule because my wife, she's in the same boat as me. She's also got a bunch of stuff going on. She's also got a lot of stress in her life. So I have to be prepared to be able to jump in and potentially do drop offs that I'm not used to, things outside of my norm. Another thing that I do in January, which I'm probably less prone to in other months, and that shows if you look at my calendar, I have like 60 meetings in the last 3 weeks. I can't do that in January. I have to protect my calendar in January more than any other month to make sure that I have enough time for my team. I have enough time to jump on a phone call if I need to. I need to have enough time to be flexible with my schedule. So I've learned to say no. I had an invite to a meeting on the first Friday of the month. I was looking at it, and the commute there and back would be over 2 hours. Not worth my time. I love the people that would have been at the meeting, but those 2 hours would have created stress in my life. So let me remove that potential of stress. You have to set yourself up for success and reduce your stress by putting good practices in place. That could be finding time for a hobby that you like. That could be for taking a walk in the middle of the day. It could be that you like to nap and that's going to work for you. Do it. Work from home environment makes sense. Flexibility makes sense. I don't stress because I've set myself up not just mentally by focusing on positive thoughts and everything that I can affect, but also by setting my life up to be a little bit more consistent and doing things that I love. I'm no doctor, and I know a lot of people suffer from real anxiety disorders. I mean, ChatGPT gave me a list, and it's tough. I know it is tough. And if you do really struggle with anxiety, please, please, please get some professional help, or at least talk to somebody. Reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, talk to them about the stresses that you're having. You don't have to deal with anxiety by yourself. Get help, talk to friends, talk to somebody. Hey, if you really don't have anybody, reach out to me. I'll happily sit on a call and just listen to you for a while. I don't stress a lot because I set myself up for success. That won't work for everybody. Some people have real problems that they need professional help from. There is no shame in getting help. I 100% encourage it because whatever it'll do to make you a happier person is totally worth your time. The holidays can be a really stressful time as well. So keep that message in mind. If you need help, reach out, talk to somebody. Now's the time. Look after yourself. Do things that you love. Life is so much easier if you're happy. That's it for episode two. Um, I said I'd keep it to 15 minutes. We're going to go a little bit long today, but I think it is an important topic. Stress, it's tough. There's a lot of stresses out there. Try your best to set yourself up for success. Try your best to find opportunities to do things that you love. Find opportunities to talk to people you love. Look after yourself. I know the holidays can be tough. January can be tough for accountants as well. So make sure you're doing the things that you need to set yourself up for success. Until next week, have a great holiday season. For those who celebrate Christmas, enjoy the day. One of my favorite days of the year. I have young kids, so it's super fun at home. And I'll talk to you guys all next week. Have a good one.